I do some work for at least, I don't know, like 20, 40 minutes. I have laundry to do in the morning, but I don't want to. But the secret is I literally have to. And I'm having people over to my house tomorrow. And I promised someone that I would give them a deliverable. And I have a workshop happening at 11 a.m. on Saturday. So we're going to prep for that workshop right now. And then we can chat about, I don't know, anything. Heated rivalry. I have not been posting nearly as frequently, so the algorithms are not being nearly as kind to me as they once were, which is fine and understandable. But it is just funny to note like how differently everything gets treated from you as a creator when you're not being like as consistent as you once were, which is totally fine and understandable. But just generally an interesting experience that I've been having in the last month. So we're gonna do some work. I set it for 20 minutes, but honestly, part of me is like, let's do 15, and then we'll do some chatting, and then it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. I am gonna set this to 15 minutes because I don't feel like working in 20-minute streaks right now, and that's okay. Okay, well, the person who was here, I think, is gone. I'm gonna get started. If you're here and I just can't see you, welcome to the live, and we're gonna have some fun in a little while. Okay, let's get going. there going to be any partner stuff at this workshop? Does Megan put it on her calendar? Like, I know I'm having a hard time right now. It doesn't make it easier to have a hard time. I used to be able to concentrate so well. Okay, well, it's a good start. It's really not a bad It's break time. We made it to break. Apparently people are here now. Yay. Welcome, welcome. I'm designing my workshops. So that's going well. I have the journaling workshop on Saturday and I'm really excited about it. And it's gonna be good. And I am trying not to like over think what I'm doing in it. And then I have a workshop next week that I'm doing for a bunch of coaches. And I owe the person who's hosting that like a resource before I show up, even though it wouldn't be a big deal if I didn't send it to her. But I'm really nervous about that workshop because I don't feel like I really understand what I'm doing there or what the expectations are of me, but that's okay. I've watched some of their other workshops, so I don't doubt my ability to facilitate. I'm just kind of like, how did this end up happening? Because I'm teaching a bunch of coaches about like facilitation in group coaching settings, and I'm like, I know a lot about facilitation and I know a lot about coaching, but I didn't mean to combine them into one workshop. But team coaching is like different than individual coaching, and facilitation makes total sense there. But I do once again have to give my separate separate out your processes. Don't have everybody do everything in out loud full group settings the whole time. Because that is really the killer, is the fact that whenever people talk about like introverts and extroverts, I'm like, that's not the metric. It's actually the fact that you only engage people by asking them to talk out loud in the full group. And like a lot of people don't want to do that. So I don't know. It's been a weird week. It's been a weird few days. Yeah, I don't know. Now I'm just rambling and I don't really want to continue doing work. I'll be honest, it's 10:45 and I feel like today has just been like not that much fun. But I also didn't get like nearly enough done. Oh, that's so cool. I hope your in-person workshop goes well. What is your in-person workshop on? I am really excited about the journaling workshop. I'm like putting together the prompts and stuff for it right now, and I'm just trying to make sure that it's like focused on what people want instead of just me. I mean, obviously, I don't like to lecture for more than like 10 minutes total in a 60-minute workshop. Which sometimes like you do need to give people more information, but when it comes to journaling, like most people who are interested in journaling actually just haven't like figured out what their own barrier is, and I don't want to like bring up barriers in it, but I want to help people like overcome what I consider to be like the most common barriers that occur. So I'm really excited about that, and yeah, I hope it goes well. If it does, I'll definitely offer it again. And yeah, I'm hoping that it can be very like worthwhile on the recording as well for people who can't make it live, because it will just be a series of prompts and things like that. Oh, cool. Good luck with your workshop. That's cool that we're both giving workshops about writing at the same time. The world is so funny that way. Yeah, I've been having like, I cannot tell you the relief I felt. This is like completely different topic, but I felt really relieved today when I was able to make a heated rivalry TikTok that like felt, and short video. It's not TikTok on here. That felt like good to make and that I didn't like panic over the whole time. I don't know. It's so hard because it's so easy to focus on like the negative aspects of things, and comment sections are one of those things that like I really am just reckoning with. And my solution is to focus on all of the positive and like cool, insightful, wonderful comments, because I do have cool, wonderful, insightful commenters, and I always want to be like much more thankful for people who leave those comments than I do for like the people who I just like. But it's this show in particular, because there's only one season, because it's so big, because of whatever, occasionally I will just get like influx of comments that I'm like, where did all of these people come from who like seem to hate the show but insist on watching it? I don't get it. But that's a different thing. Okay. Break time's over? Guys, I don't want to do work. This is such a problem for me. Oh God. Okay. It's 10:45. Ugh. I could do like I'm literally bargaining with myself right now of like if I make it through this next stretch, I can be done. So maybe let's do that. So like, all right, talk to you in 14 minutes. I should honestly go to bed after that, but will I? Probably not. Okay, unfortunately, it is 11 o'clock, and my brain has decided that I actually need to go not be at my desk anymore. I probably need to unwind for a little while before going to bed and getting up really, really early to do laundry tomorrow. So I am going to sign off. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for stopping by and being here. I will do more of these and I will try to announce them ahead of time, which I say every time. And one day I actually will. Yeah, always good to relax. Thank you so much. Also, like, I just want to shout out, like, your comments are so great. I really look forward to reading all of your comments. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's been interesting. Like, YouTube, it feels like a different thing for me than TikTok does. I don't know. I feel much more casual on TikTok. And so I don't bring over all of my videos. I bring over like the ones that make sense for the channel, even though now I'm posting also like productivity stuff on here when I should probably do that on a different channel, but whatever, I don't care. I'm hoping people are having a good time with it and not finding it like too back and forth. Oh, no, you're good. You do not need to be on TikTok. It's a different beast. I enjoy YouTube more, and I really enjoy like the comments that I get on YouTube in general more. And I just wanted to shout out, like, yeah, your comments in particular are always really like smart and thoughtful, and I really enjoy reading them. And I just think that there's a lot of focus on negative comments. And one of the things that I have sincerely enjoyed about making my own content has been like getting really cool, insightful, funny, thoughtful comments on everything, because then it feels more like a discussion. And like that's what I'm always hoping to create the vibe of, is like I do want to know other people's thoughts. But what a lot of and like some people, like what people here right now, are really great at communicating like their thoughts and adding on to the thoughts, and like bringing a new angle of discussion, which like I'm always willing to evolve my perspective on things and be like, oh yeah, I forgot that thing happened. But a lot of times what I'm finding in comment sections is that people are just like, you're wrong. And I'm like, that's not fun for either of us. Like, and so I'm trying to get better at like not focusing on, yeah, those things that happen. But YouTube in general, I enjoy a lot more as a platform, even though like YouTube Shorts is the single worst algorithm I've ever encountered for myself. And I get mad at YouTube about it because I'm like, YouTube has more data on me than almost any other website. I've been on this website since 2006. Like, why does it think I want to watch that? But you know, you can't be picky about an algorithm. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. And honestly, like that is one of the most harrowing things about being alive right now, is that we honestly can't tell if the things that are upsetting us are are humans. What an awful, horrifying prospect. But yeah, I feel like because Heated Rivalry like continues to get bigger. Like before this, and I haven't really brought over these videos, and I should, because I like a lot of the videos I made on Gilmore Girls. When I was just on TikTok and I was making a lot of Gilmore Girls content, I had 7 seasons. I only talk about 6, but I have 7 seasons worth of material to talk about. And people have like 20-year-long crystallized opinions on that show and can write like thesis and dissertations and have seen it every day for 5 years. And like with Heated Rivalry, because it's new, it's still gaining a lot of momentum and speed. And so there's still people who are just now tuning in. Obviously, like there will be forever. But it's the wave hasn't crested, it feels like. And so sometimes I just get people commenting things and I'm like, what? Like, have you watched the show? But also this show is interesting. I don't know. It's been interesting to talk about adaptation stuff, because a lot of times the pushback that I get that doesn't annoy me, but is like, I don't know how to engage with this, is like when people bring up the books and act like something I said about the show is wrong because it's different in the books. And I'm like, it's just a different canon. We're just dealing with different things. And as much as I like appreciate a lot about the books, I don't think they're like the end all be all of romance novels. They're very good in terms of like characterization, in terms of plot, in terms of inherent conflict. I think there's a lot of very good things about the books. And I don't want to be publicly disparaging about Rachel Reed at all, really, at this point, because there was yet another article written about like can women write gay men? Like, oh my God, when will we stop having this discussion? And that has been frustrating. And so it makes it hard for me to feel like, not like comfortable critiquing the books versus the show, but I just feel like there's a way to do it that doesn't make it sound like Rachel Reed is a bad writer or did anything wrong by creating the thing, and that like there are enhancements that can only happen when you transfer mediums. Because I really think that that is what a lot of it is. Because like in terms of adaptation, it is pretty word for word. And like sometimes I'm like, we could have used different words. I don't know that we needed to stick this closely to the source material in all aspects, mostly around like certain dialogue choices. They changed some of it, but they didn't, and I'm glad that there was fealty, but I feel like now I keep seeing articles that are like, like, thank God a gay man came in and was able to save this terrible writing done by this idiot straight woman. And I'm like, that's not helpful. It's not helpful to anyone. It's not actually praising Jacob, and it's disparaging women, which is everyone's favorite thing to do. So I need to stop talking about feminism online. I mean, I don't. I need to talk about more feminism online. I need to get stronger. But yeah. I think okay, here's the thing. Archrival is tough. They made it slightly better than the book. Yeah, and like, there's no reason to be disparaging of her. Like, I personally, like, I don't know. I'll get into this. Like, I don't find the quality of writing in the books to be my favorite. It's not, I find Rachel's prose sometimes to be a bit obvious, and that's fine. Because you know what she's really good at? Characters, plot, sex scenes. Like, and it's a smutty romance book. Like, what am I complaining about? I'm gonna flip the well, hang on. This is gonna be terrible, and then hopefully it'll be better. Okay. It's me. I find the disparaging of Rachel to be so frustrating. Because like my critiques of her writing in terms of just like literal syntax stuff is like so different from what I think other people have issues with. I don't know. It's very practical. Yeah, and like she tends to describe things very straightforwardly. Like the way that Ilya is sometimes written is like I personally don't love the tag of like the Russian man, the taller man, the smaller, like that's just not my personal taste when it comes to writing, which is totally fine. But there are sometimes where she'll like say a thing and then like the character will have a thought and then the thought will be explained by like, he wanted to have like, there's a passage that I always think of where it's like Ilya growing up wanted sports cars and he wanted this and it's like, it's in the writing and it's in the book. Like there's a lot of showing and telling, which is fine. Like, again, I don't have a problem with the quality of the books for what the books are. Like what they say they are and what they deliver totally works. Totally great, totally fine. But I do find it strange that people are like ragging on her for a lot of things. And I'm like, that's actually like not really what's up for critique here. Like, and if you want to critique the books, but then you want to lavish praise on the show, especially when the show is like literally some of the lines are the same. There's just, I don't know. It's the same thing with like, Una did the cooking, or like Una made the pasta, and it's like, we literally see David in an apron. Like, and the one that got me that I don't even know if I brought this over to YouTube, I probably did. The last 3 months are a complete blur in my brain, because my brain is protecting itself from just me having a constant breakdown. And there was a bunch of people who were like, Svetlana helped Ilya decorate his house. And I was like, in what context did that come up? Like, where did you all get this? And it was so many people having this exact same idea across different comment sections that I was like, am I losing it? Did I like miss where in the they felt so confident saying it that I was truly like, where in the show, where in the books is it mentioned that she did any interior decorating? And then I was like, oh, there's none. Like, I'm not losing it. There is none. It's just that she is the closest woman to Ilya. And people are like, women like to decorate things, right? And it's like, not all of them. So it's that, yeah, I don't know. It's been interesting because I was talking about Gilmore Girls, which is such, and like I have media analysis that I will probably do of other shows. My problem right now is that I really enjoy having clips and I'm not good at torrenting anymore. um, so like, yeah, that's the other thing is like, I feel like there's this thing where like the art direction is a specific department, and so like there's all of the ways that the show is reinforcing their dynamic, and the art I think is one of the really cool ones. Like I like that their colors over the couch, there's like that colorful abstract one that like is supposed to be them facing off. I like the yin and yang kind of like matching posters that Ilya's standing by when he takes that phone call from his dad. Like I think there's like a lot of very cool uses of Ilya's house and art in that scene. And that's why it bothered me even more that I was like, what the fuck would Svetlana have to do with any of that? But it's just like, there's a woman nearby. She must have done that stereotypically female thing. And it's like, when do you see Una cook? Never. When do you see David cook? More than once. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's even like, I mean, not to bring, like, because again, I get annoyed when people are like, in the books, but like, we're not talking about Yuna's chicken parmesan. Like, ugh, everybody just hates women so much. And yeah, when I was talking about feminism for the week that I allowed myself to just have meltdowns about feminism every single day in regards to the U.S. men's hockey team and the culture of misogyny we're all trapped in, people kept trying to like gotcha me with like, well, Ellen Hughes. And I'm like, yeah, in what fucking world would I not think that this woman has like misogynistic tendencies? All people do. Like, and I don't know, like this is, I feel like anytime I do mention personal things, people always are like, lore drop. So like I've started saying it now about myself, but like internalized misogyny is like a real beast. And like, I did not understand the extent of my, like I have been such a diehard feminist since I was like 13 years old that I thought I was moving through the world in a pretty like women friendly, straightforward, I don't do, and like, I'm really good about like not taking on, you know what I mean? Like I thought I was good at it. I thought I was good at living my life in a way that rejected misogyny. And then my longtime partner came out as a trans woman. And day one of that, I went into the bathroom and I noticed that her towel was like hanging incorrectly. Like she hadn't like laid it out. So it was like gonna get mildew smell. And in that moment, I was like, ugh, you gotta learn how to like, all right, like you got to learn how to hang. And then I realized that for 5 years I had been fixing her towel. And as soon as she told me she was a woman, I was like, great, you're a woman. And I totally accepted that. And like, absolutely, trans women are women. Like my brain locked in. And I know my brain locked in because the first fucking thing I told her was like, all right, get in here. Women know how to hang their towels. And I was like, oh my God, I'm the problem. It's me. What do you mean I've been doing this like small invisible thing for 5 years with no complaint? And then as soon as she told me, I was like, well, gotta do it yourself then. And so like that relationship really did open my eyes to a lot of like, oh, those are things like I had assumed I wasn't doing or was doing. And now that I have a different perspective on like my own behavior, it was really jarring and like interesting. Like it wasn't bad. None of it was bad. But it was just, it was surprising to me. And I think it's like a unique way that I have had my own misogyny checked. And it's also one of the reasons that I'm very like, no woman is safe. Like, and if you read feminist literature, they all talk about it because like we're raised in this. So it's impossible for one person to be completely absent of it. And I do think that's like an interesting challenge. Anyway, I said I was going to go 15 minutes ago, but this is what happens because I'm bad at saying goodbye. Because my whole thing is like Irish goodbyes are not when people leave a party suddenly without saying goodbye. Irish goodbyes are me and my dad on the phone going goodbye, bye, 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 for like 5 minutes as we hang up and leave. So that's just a misnomer for me personally. But yeah. Yeah. The way that I leave conversations is mostly like Michael Cera in Superbad when he's walking the same direction as Becky, and then he just goes bye and like walks a little bit faster. That's my vibe in life. That scene really did sum it up. As my friend said, like all bisexual girls, I too had a crush on Michael Cera. There are certain celebrities that I'm just like, yeah, that's it. This is such a beautifully framed. You can tell I was not planning to flip the camera around because otherwise I would have done something with where my head is. Yeah, it works. Look, the thing is, like, we just got to give a little bit of ceremony. Like, I do love Irish exiting a party. Like, I will tell the people I need to tell, and then I will just, like, duck. I'll just go. And, like, I've been known to step outside to smoke a cigarette and never come back, like a deadbeat dad. So, you just got to leave. Sometimes you just got to leave, which is what I intend to do now. I'm so sorry. Hi, I'm glad you joined. I'm so sorry. It is the end of this. I will do more of these, ideally earlier in the evening. That's really the problem, is that like, I'm not time managing well these days, really. That's really one of the problems, is like, I'm not time managing well. So then everything feels like it's piling up when really I'm just making poor choices about how I'm spending my time. And it's not even poor choices. It's just like, but at some point I got to get my shit together. So gonna go to bed so that I can, wake up and do laundry, and then I'll feel like back on top of it. And then I have to clean my house, and then I have to do a day's worth of work, like an average typical person who's trapped in capitalism. And then I'm having my comedy friends over, and we're gonna watch Chris Fleming's new special, and I'm excited about that. Even though watching comedy with people is one of those things that I'm like, oh, I hope we agree. It's okay if we don't, because we're gonna analyze it from like stand-up perspectives and things like that. And I can't do a mic this weekend because I have no time. But the workshop is on Saturday, if anyone wants to come. Also, it's a sliding scale ticket, but do not feel obligated to pay $10. You can absolutely sign up for a free ticket. And the link is in my bio. Okay, bye.